At the start of the new year, my doorbell rang unexpectedly. When I opened the door, I was utterly shocked. Standing there were my sister, who had disappeared 3 years ago, and my ex-husband. Regret washed over me for opening the door without checking who it was, caught up in the New Year's cheer. I never imagined that these two, who should have had no reason to visit me, would show up. As I stood there in surprise, my ex-husband put his hand on the half-open door and pushed it open with force. I was holding the doorknob from inside and nearly stumbled forward as I was pulled along with the door. They both looked at me and laughed crudely. "Long time no see. Wow, sis, you sure have aged. Hey, ugly. As plain as ever. You're nothing like your sister. Why did I ever marry you? It was a blight on my life." Yes, I was married to this man standing here 3 years ago. But he had a secret affair with my sister, a former model. Instead of apologizing, they blamed me, saying, "It's your fault for being less of a woman and you were always busy with work and neglected your husband." They even claimed that they were the ones who should have been together and disappeared, saying they were pursuing their true love. Without caring about my shocked state, they continued cheerfully. "I'm pregnant, that's why I came back. And that's why, you bothersome divorced woman, get out." Nothing's changed at all. These people, recalling those past emotions, I involuntarily frowned. Then, my father, who had been away on business for a long time, appeared behind me. Surprised to see him, the two of them widened their eyes and froze. "Have you guys not heard anything? I am Emily. Women don't need education. Charm is what's necessary," said my beautiful mother, under whom I was born, along with my talented father. My father, a busy man, was rarely home due to work. And I have a sister named Lily. She's angelically adorable, often praised for her looks and told you're so cute, can't wait to see how you turn out by various people. Naturally, my sister is adored and spoiled by our mother, treated with utmost care. In contrast, my mother was very strict with me. Always telling me to study, her words were like a broken record. Despite being strictly raised, I have to say, I was academically excellent. In contrast to me, the studious one, my sister, not great at studying, seemed to bring life to any room she entered. But she was very selfish. Using her adorable looks as a cover and shield, she effortlessly lied and navigated through life. Sometimes, I remember moments from our childhood. That day, playing with a teddy bear my grandmother bought me. "Big sis, are you playing with the teddy bear? I want to play too." "Sure, what shall we play?" "House." "Let's play doctor." "I'll be the doctor." "Mr. Teddy needs surgery right away." And with that, my sister took out scissors. To my horror, she started cutting the teddy bear. "What are you doing? Stop, stop. What's wrong? Why are you crying so much? The teddy bear Grandma gave me, Lily." Seeing the torn teddy bear, my mother rushed over, shocked, then looked at my sister. Suddenly, my sister's eyes filled with tears. "I just saw some threads sticking out on Mr. Teddy, so I thought I'd cut them off. Then you yelled, and I got scared and my hand slipped. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault." My sister Lily, crying even more dramatically than me, made a big show of apologizing to our mother. Mom, with a concerned look, hugged Lily and glared at me sharply. "Emily, she's apologizing, so forgive her." "But, Mom, it wasn't on purpose, forgive her. Don't keep crying forever." Even though I was the one hurt by the damaged teddy bear, why? Lifting my face, I met eyes with Lily. Hidden behind Mom, she stuck out her tongue and made a teasing face, smiling mischievously. Seeing that, I've been uncomfortable around my sister ever since. I remember that moment at times, and it always darkens my mood. "Emily, you're always frowning. Your lips are always pursed too. Everyone says you're unfriendly and lack charm," Lily said nonchalantly with an angel-like smile. I want to improve, but my frown has become a habit. As we grew up, Lily started to hide our sisterly relationship, saying it was embarrassing to have an ugly sister to her friends and boyfriends. She mocks me as plain and unattractive, but before tests, she cozies up to me for help. When I refuse, she tattles to Mom, who naturally makes me endure it, saying, "You're the older sister." Lily, aspiring to be in showbiz and active as a magazine model since middle school, became more popular and her relationships became flashier. During my middle school years, I was getting along well with the student council president, but Lily swept him off his feet, and they started dating. But she quickly discarded him, and my first crush faded away. "Emily, did you get another wrinkle?" "Oh, sorry about the student council president. He said he liked me better. But he was so serious and boring, so I broke up with him. Let's both find someone good, huh?" "Oh, but you're not popular, so maybe not." Poor Emily. A plain girl good at only studying, you have a bleak future. My sister Lily, like a catchphrase, constantly repeats "poor you" and "you have a bleak future" about me. Suffocated by such comments, I struggled through those days. With Dad away on business and Mom doting on Lily more out of loneliness, I felt relieved to be left alone. I studied hard through high school, my eyesight worsened, and my frown deepened, resigned to wearing thick glasses and giving up on fashion. Meanwhile, Lily's popularity plummeted after graduating from teen magazines. After high school, she aimlessly wandered, joined a talent agency but made no effort in training or networking, remaining unremarkable. Still, she continued to charm those around her. On the other hand, I managed to attend a prestigious national university and, unbelievably, started dating a popular and handsome guy named Jack, who pursued me intensely. Jack, fashionable himself, advised me on makeup and clothes. I switched from glasses to contacts, started dressing up, and soon we were seen as a perfect match. Life felt fulfilling, and my frown seemed to soften. Then, Lily, who usually toyed with guys, seemed to have a serious boyfriend for once. Though she still had several backups. "Is this your boyfriend, Emily?" One day, while I was on a date downtown with my boyfriend, my sister Lily suddenly approached us. "Is that your boyfriend?" Lily usually ignores me, but she spoke to me because I was with him. "Hi, my sister Emily is always so grateful for your help." She grabbed my boyfriend's hands and greeted him with puppy eyes, making him blush instantly. "Emily's sister. You're cute." "I'm Jack." "Really? Wow, that's so nice of you." "Thank you. You're super handsome too, Jack." He was excitedly chatting with Lily, both of them getting along well. Even after parting ways, he seemed still excited. He kept repeating how cute Lily was, which hurt my feelings a bit. "Oh, but Emily, you're the best," he quickly added, seeing my expression. I felt a bit relieved by his desperate attempt to cheer me up. So, I graduated from university and got a job at my first choice, a major company. Despite being busy, things were going well with Jack, who worked in sales at a top-tier company. Amazingly, a year later, we were planning to get married, and my parents were all for it, saying it was my last chance. And then, the wedding day came in a flash. Wow, even plain folks can look good in the right outfit. With such top-tier makeup, it'd be a shame if you didn't look good. Lily mocked as everyone else praised how beautiful I looked in my dress. Even on such a celebratory occasion, Lily couldn't resist making almost spiteful comments. But I didn't care about her words anymore. I was about to start a new life with the man who was now my husband. Our new life together began, and though we were both busy, we were happy. However, 6 months later, my husband became even busier as he started his own business. Then, I received a rare call from my mom. "Emily, can you come home? It's about Lily." Turns out, Lily was dumped by her serious boyfriend. Devastated for the first time in her life, she was lashing out at everyone, including Mom. Reluctantly, I went back home. Lily, seeing me, started ranting through her tears. "Emily, listen. My boyfriend was awful. Can you believe he dumped me just because I was seeing 10 other guys?" I was shocked by the number. I was even ranking him as my top one. Her lack of self-awareness was astounding. Why does plain and unattractive Emily get an elite husband? Fed up with her self-pity and rudeness, I just nodded along to whatever she said. When I finally got home, it was late, and my husband, who was working, had returned before me. Where have you been? Well, Lily got dumped by her boyfriend and was pretty upset, so I went to talk to her. Lily did? Why? Well, it seems she wasn't enough for him. I hesitated to mention the 10 other guys, so I vaguely explained. That guy's terrible. How was Lily? She was pretty upset. Why are you so interested? She's my sister-in-law. I'm concerned. Something felt off, but I couldn't pinpoint why. My husband's business picked up, and our schedules became even more mismatched. I'm going on a business trip this weekend. You seem pretty happy about it? Yeah, a deal I've been hoping for might finally happen. I'm pumped. It's been a long-term dream, and it might come true. That's great. I'm rooting for you. Take care. Definitely. I'll seize this once-in-a-lifetime chance. I watched him leave with a smile, full of hope for his success. When he returned, he was in a great mood. It went incredibly well, he said. It started around that time. My husband became glued to his smartphone whenever he was home. A few days later, I returned from a business trip a day earlier than planned. I noticed my husband's car in the driveway, which made me think we could finally have dinner together after a long time. I decided to cook something special, so without entering the house, I went to the nearby supermarket to buy lots of ingredients. Feeling a bit mischievous, I thought of surprising my husband. I quietly opened the door to find a pair of women's shoes in the entrance that I didn't recognize. I heard footsteps coming down the stairs and a sweet giggle. In a split second, I hid in the laundry room. Soon, I heard the front door open and peeked through the window to see my husband and a woman getting into the car. I instinctively took out my smartphone and snapped a photo. The woman was unmistakably my sister, Lily. My husband didn't return that night and came back nonchalantly the next day. I confronted him right away. I saw Lily at our house yesterday. Are you sure it wasn't your imagination? He replied, trying to feign ignorance. I showed him the photo. He gave up and laughed. Caught me, huh? Well, no point in making excuses now. Yeah, Lily and I are seeing each other. Why would you do that? Well, Lily's cute, right? I've been a fan since her modeling days. I dated you because you kind of reminded me of her. You know, I'm not the type who struggles with women. I chose you because I wanted a wife from a good background, someone proper. When you started wearing makeup and dressing up, you looked decent enough. I felt a sense of superiority in shaping you. But, he continued, I never imagined you were Lily's sister. You're on a different level from her, but you're serious and promising at work, and I thought marrying into your family would be good. I was content for a while, but as my business succeeded and more high-class women approached me, you just weren't enough. After her big heartbreak, Lily, always treated kindly by my husband, started contacting him. They met a few times, and when she confessed her long-standing feelings, he fell for it. They pretended his business trips were just that, but they were actually romantic getaways. Turns out, someone like me, high up in the social ladder, deserves a high-class woman like Lily, not an unattractive one like you. Once again, I had something important taken away by my sister, Lily. It was then that I felt an intense disgust towards my husband and sister for their affair. I made an immediate decision. Let's get a divorce. You sure about that? Someone like you, a plain Jane, will never get married again, you know? You'll be divorced. That's fine. I don't want to see your face ever again. I'll arrange a meeting with both families, so just leave. I kicked my husband out of the house, despite his weak attempts to resist the divorce. He left obediently. An overwhelming feeling of revulsion rose within me. I ran to the bathroom and vomited repeatedly until there was nothing left. Then came the day of the discussion. The two of them, my husband's parents, and my mother arrived at the house. My father, being far away on assignment, was only informed about the meeting.
Lily, is it true? An affair with Jack?
I had briefed my mom over the phone, but she, who had always blindly believed in my sister, seemed half in doubt. When my mother questioned Lily, tears quickly filled her eyes.
It's true.
The room buzzed with surprise as my sister began her familiar act of the tragic heroine. Jack's been my fan since my teen modeling days. He supported me silently, even when I was at my lowest. Emily was always busy with work and couldn't support or comfort Jack. We comforted and healed each other. I never wanted to fall in love with my sister's husband, but I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Crying, Lily was hugged by Jack, who looked at her with a pained expression.
I've always admired Lily, and finally, she said she loves me. She's promised to support me as a housewife. I know it's forbidden love, but... Lily, I can't give you up. Me neither.
Their melodramatic declarations continued as if I were just an obstacle in their tragic love story. I was completely turned off by the whole thing. But Jack's parents and my mother seemed to pity them. Jack's parents then made an absurd comment. Our son has always been a fan of your sister, and Emily is capable enough to live on her own. Even my mother chimed in, that's right. Emily can manage alone, but Lily can have a secure future with Jack. It was clear, I was the villain in their eyes. My life, destroyed by my sister's manipulations and acting skills. My mother still took her side, even now. The memory of the teddy bear incident from our childhood flashed in my mind. Lily, hiding behind my mother, had been smirking then. Just like now. The discussion even turned to Jack and Lily's potential remarriage.
Our family tradition is whoever has a child first inherits the house.
I felt nothing but disappointment hearing my mother's excited voice. I decided to cut ties with this family and filed for divorce. Jack happily signed the papers, and I headed to the office. The divorce was processed quickly, and I felt surprisingly refreshed. Then, my phone rang. It was my dad.
Emily, where are you?
At the office.
I just filed for divorce. Seems I was the odd one out. Lily and Jack are getting married. Sorry, Dad, you can disown me. What are you saying, Emily? Come home right now.
I was taken aback by my usually calm father's loud voice.
I've managed to come back from work. Don't misunderstand. I'm on your side, Emily.
Meeting up with my dad, I broke down and cried in his awkward embrace. My father, with his awkward embrace, held me close. After I left, my dad, who arrived later, was informed of everything by my mom. He was furious, hearing how everyone had pushed for Jack and Lily's remarriage in my absence. Lily, never scolded before, burst into tears, and my dad was furious with Jack for defending her. My parents ended up having a huge fight when my dad announced he was disowning Lily. Please don't say such terrible things, my mother protested, defending Lily. Jack's parents and Jack and Lily fled, and they disappeared without a trace afterward. 3 years later, during New Year's, the doorbell at my family home rang. Wondering who it could be, I opened the front door. It was Lily and my ex-husband, Jack. They seemed surprised to see me at first, but quickly, Lily's lips curled into a malicious smile.
Long time no see. It's been what, 3 years? No wonder you've aged, Emily. Still have that unremarkable face, huh? Hey, Plain Jane. Back at your parents' house? Can't believe you're still here. Looking at you now, I can't believe we were ever married. You and your sister don't look alike at all. Marrying you was a stain on my life.
Their rude comments made me frown involuntarily. An old bad habit resurfacing. Just then.
Who's there? Dad. Weren't you on assignment? Why are you here? What, I can't be in my own house. What do you want? Well, Happy New Year. We came to announce our marriage and Lily's pregnancy. I'm not in the mood to celebrate anything with you two.
Lily and Jack, not expecting my father to be home, were taken aback. While he spoke coldly.
Well, what about the promise then? The one Grandma made about whoever has a child first inherits the house? That's what you're here for. You actually took that seriously?
I remembered my mother mentioning something like that during the divorce discussions. Lily added, Mom said since Emily is capable, the house should go to me, who has no survival skills. She didn't mention it when Emily got married on purpose.
Ridiculous. I've cut ties with you. You have no right to this house. Why not? You're breaking the promise of the house. It's your first grandchild. That's right. You have no right. And the house promise is being kept. Besides, Lily's child isn't the first grandchild. Huh?
Their eyes, following my father's gaze, reluctantly dropped. They couldn't help but notice my significantly pregnant belly. I'm surprised they didn't notice it right away.
This house will eventually be Emily's home, so you two better leave. Wait. Is that belly for real? I can't believe Emily would have a child. Yeah, after leaving me, she couldn't have found someone else. You must be stuffing your dress.
As they squabbled at the door, my current husband, Kyle, emerged from the living room.
What? Kyle? Who is he? A friend? He's my current husband.
Kyle, far more handsome than my ex-husband Jack. Turned out to be Lily's the one that got away. Kyle and I were colleagues and had a good relationship even before my divorce. Half a year after the divorce, he confessed, and we started dating. We were surprised to discover he was Lily's ex-boyfriend, who had ended things with her over her personality and the fact she was seeing multiple guys. If Emily doesn't mind, I'd like to pursue a serious relationship, he had said, and we continued our relationship, happily marrying a year later. We were now expecting a child next month. Kyle, the second son of a wealthy family, had parents who were very understanding and kind people. They had even agreed for us to eventually live with my father.
Hello, I'm Emily's husband.
Kyle greeted them with a gentlemanly smile.
Why is Kyle with Emily?
Lily, biting her lip in frustration, continued.
Did you marry her because you couldn't forget about me? No. I didn't even realize she was your sister until we started dating.
To my sister's resentful expression, my husband Kyle replied with a chuckle.
Emily has always been hardworking and never complains, even helping others with their work and staying late. I've always had a soft spot for her. Back then, she was married, so I had given up, but now, I'm truly happy. But Emily can't be prettier than me.
Lily cried out in a voice like a wail.
Can you please not insult my wife? Emily is wonderful. You're beautiful too, but...
Kyle's words, loaded with meaning, made Jack shout.
But how could you not get bored with such an unpopular woman? Lily is way out of her league, a better catch.
You two really do suit each other, Kyle said with a knowing smile, making the couple falter momentarily before Lily regained her composure.
Where's Mom? You didn't hear? Dad and Mom got divorced. What? Why haven't I heard about this? It's because of you.
That day 3 years ago, my father, fed up with my mother's biased treatment of us, had filed for divorce. Mom, who had poured all her savings into Lily, was left with nothing, as the divorce didn't include any financial settlement. My mother, a full-time homemaker who always believed charm is more important than education for a woman, was struggling a lot. Despite no longer being of an age where she could rely solely on her looks, her pride was too high. As a result, she couldn't secure a decent job. My father sincerely apologized for not noticing the treatment difference between his daughters while being preoccupied with work. I've always respected my hardworking father and loved him for teaching me so much when he was home. I never held any grudge against him. And he was the only one who ever stood up for me. Our relationship is now very good.
You didn't know all this time?
I asked Lily, surprised that she, the favored daughter, was out of touch with our mother.
I ignored her calls thinking Dad would scold me if he answered. But I didn't know about all this. If I had known, I would have answered.
Hearing this, I realized my sister was truly selfish to the core.
Anyway, we need this house. Let us live here. That's right, we're expecting a child, after all. Why are you so desperate?
Jack had a successful business and lived in a nice house. I couldn't understand why they were so eager to live in our family home. My business failed. I sold the company, but now we're buried in debt. We've lost our house and car. We don't even have money for tomorrow's food.
And now that I'm pregnant, this is just unbelievable. What goes around comes around. This is just payback for what you did to Emily.
As my father spoke bluntly, Lily's tears streamed down her face.
You're abandoning your own daughter. Isn't that too much? What are you talking about? After what you did to my daughter?
Jack was stunned.
I can't just kick out a pregnant woman in winter.
Despite announcing their disownment, my father seemed conflicted. It's naturally cold outside in the dead of winter, and being homeless while pregnant would certainly be harmful to one's health. I was about to say they could stay for one night, but before I could, my sister spoke up.
Actually, I'm not pregnant. I was tricked by this guy. If I break up with Jack, can I come back? Emily, you don't mind, right? What? What are you saying? Shut up. It's all because you're useless. I wish I'd never met you. Who spent all my money on bags and clothes? You're the worst, empty-headed wife.
Jack and Lily started fighting right there, leaving everyone in shock.
Emily, don't just stand there. Do something. Help me.
Lily, her hair being grabbed, was shrieking at me for help, even after all that had happened.
I'll call the police.
My father threatened, reaching for his smartphone. Lily and her husband, Jack, froze in their tracks.
Wait, we'll leave. Just don't call the police. If the police get involved, my life is over for good.
In a rush to leave, they were stopped by my father, who tossed an envelope at them.
This is severance money. Don't ever come near this house again. And that includes Emily. If you come back, I'll really call the cops.
They hastily picked up the envelope and scurried away.
Dad, what was that about? It was money I had been saving for Lily.
My father's face looked somewhat sad as he spoke. After that, Lily and her now former husband Jack had daily explosive fights. Their business failure had left them drowning in debt, and the money my father gave them quickly ran out. Lily was soon abandoned by Jack. Right after being kicked out by our father, Lily turned to our mother for help, but our mother, deeply resentful of being bluntly ignored by Lily over the phone, had no sympathy for her. My mother, harboring deep resentment, cut ties with Lily, saying, "You've ruined my life." Despite this, Lily shamelessly appeared before me, sharing her tale of misfortune with her usual dramatic flair. "I'm truly remorseful," she claimed, her face practically screaming, "So, give me money." Her acting was convincing enough to fool anyone who didn't know her. If only she had taken her acting lessons seriously, she might have been in dramas by now, maybe even had a stable job.
All right,
I said, and Lily's smile widened. People say that as you age, your inner self shows on your face. Her smile was truly grotesque. I handed her an envelope with $6,000. She immediately checked it and frowned. This isn't enough.
That should last you a month. Figure out the rest yourself.
I then handed her a mirror. Reflected in it was a far cry from beauty.
Look at the reality.
Lily gasped in shock.
Really, you're pitiable. A liar with nothing but looks, your future is bleak indeed.
I threw back at her the words she had often used against me.
As an older sister, let me give you one last lesson. Your only asset won't last forever.
After that, Lily stopped coming around, and her frequent social media updates ceased. She became unreachable. I gave birth to a beautiful daughter. My loving husband Kyle, despite his busy schedule, actively participates in parenting. He dotes on me and our daughter, saying, "You two are my reason to strive." My father adores my daughter too. Whenever he returns from work, he spends all his time with her, creating heartwarming scenes. My daughter, who I believe takes after Kyle, though he insists she looks like me, is destined to grow up beautiful. Emily, our daughter will surely be a beauty, just like you. I don't want to think about marrying her off.
Kyle, isn't it a bit early for that kind of talk? Maybe, but kids grow up in the blink of an eye. Well, she's bound to be beautiful. But remember, it's not just about charm, she needs to be hardworking and independent, like her mom. If she's like Emily, she'll be the best of both worlds. Indeed.
Their conversation is filled with premature but lively teachings, making our daughter laugh gleefully.
What are you two even talking about?
I try to scold them, but my face is already beaming with joy. Seeing that, my husband, father, and daughter all return even brighter smiles. A warm atmosphere fills the room. A loving family scene that I, who always frowned as a child, never thought I'd have. I hope to cherish and preserve this view forever.